Okay, so the books I have today are Kira Kira by Cynthia Kodahara, Missing May by Cynthia Ryland, and Tony Misfeet by Angela Johnson. These are all novels, as you can kind of see by their length right there. Relatively short novels. These will be probably for upper elementary, fourth, fifth, sixth grade, maybe fourth grade. Um, These books kind of deal with some heavy stuff, and the text can be elevated in some of them. But these books, the connector between them is that they all kind of center around ideas about death. All the characters, protagonists, lose someone very close to them. But more so, these books are also about finding meaning and loss and trying to understand, why, and just learning to move on after you lose someone you love. So, the first book I'm going to talk about is Kira Kira. And this book won the 2005 Newberry, and it focuses around two sisters, Katie and Lynn, 1950s Georgia. And Kira Kira means glittering in Japanese, sorry. In both, Katie and Lynn are Japanese American. But so this whole idea of Kira Kira, glittering, finding, the glitteringness of everything in life. That was kind of Lynn's idea, the older sister, everything's Kira Kira, everything is glittering. So first and foremost, this deals with finding meaning, like why is this happening? Why am I losing this person? So his first quote comes after Lynn is sick right now, and their little brother got his foot caught in a trap. He's really hurt, and Katie kind of has to be the one to save the day. And so this quote says, "It felt strange to be speeding through the streets of this neighborhood where I didn't belong, in a truck where I didn't belong, with my brother hurt and my sister sick. I thought of all the stories I had to read for school and the questions the teacher always asked. What is the theme? What does the story mean? Why did the characters act in a certain way? We whizzed by the pretty houses. It seemed at this moment I was inside a story. This was the story of my life, and I did not know what any of it meant. Despite, so yeah, at this point, she just doesn't understand. She's trying to, this is my story. I don't know why this is happening. I don't know why she's sick. I don't know why my little brother's hurt. I don't know why I have to be the one who saved them." And finding meaning is an idea present in all three books. Much like this whole idea of coming of age, growing up. And so this quote comes from after Lynn has passed, and it says, "A lot of people had been as sad as I was. Maybe a billion of them had been this sad. As soon as I realized it, I felt like I was no longer a little girl, but had become a big girl. What being a big girl meant exactly, I wasn't sure." So Katie grew through losing her sister, which was very painful for her. You know, as something like that would be. But Katie has to be, through pain we all grow. And I think that's what she's understanding. She doesn't understand it completely. She doesn't know what's going to happen or what it means, but she knows this is what growing up is. And so this is also about mourning, moving on, accepting what happened. And so at the end of the book, they go to California to see the ocean, which was a dream of Lynn, the sister who passed away. And so this one says, "A single cricket chirped in the bathroom all night. During the day, several crows caught at us when we walked to our car. Lindy had always thought crickets and even crows were good luck. Now and then I thought I heard Lynn's lively voice, but the crickets sang chirp chirp but I heard Kira Kira. The crows called caw caw, but I heard Kira Kira. So, okay, and then it says, my sister had taught me to look at the world that way, as a place that glitters, as a place where the calls of cricket and crows in the wind are everyday occurrences that also happen to be magic. Sorry. So that's kind of, Katie is thinking, she's trying to embody what her sister taught her, about care, about finding the magic. And just because Lynn was gone, that didn't mean she was really gone. The whole world was still glittering. Everything Lynn believed in still existed. So the next book we have is Missing May, which won Newberry in 1933. And this book actually picks up after the main character Summer had lost her adopted mother, her aunt. It's mainly about coping and Uncle Ob and Summer are left picking up the pieces. But they're just trying to be okay, trying to move on. But then one day Ob has this feeling that May is back and that she wants to tell him something. So it kind of derails the whole process. And so, Katie asked, what did she say? How did she feel? And he said she felt like she did when we were packing up to go to Ohio. And they live in South Carolina. And, Summer just like, why? What does that even mean? And so he tells her, all those years, every time we'd be packing up to see the folks in Ohio, half of May would want to go and half of her would want to stay. Couldn't make up her blind mind. She used to be afraid she'd lose this lake because she left it for very long. Afraid it would burn up or be washed away. She just didn't want to let this trailer out of her sight. So I think what Oak was trying to say was, he felt that May was still there, his wife, and she wanted to go to the afterlife, but she was afraid. She feared her husband and her daughter. She didn't want to leave them. But so this whole idea of this book is they're gonna go find this spiritualist with this kind of weird kid named Cletus, 3 hours away, and they're gonna pass through the Capitol, but it doesn't pan out exactly how they think it should. So, sorry. So they drive all this way to this spiritualist, and then they find out that she has died too. And this quote comes after this. We three just stood there dumbfounded. We were trying to outwit death on this trip, rise above it, penetrate the blockades it put up between us and May. We were coming to Putnam County to put death in its place, but instead it had put us squarely back on us. They wanted to connect with her. They wanted May to still be here, but then they didn't want death to exist. But it didn't pan out. So they're going back home. Ove is devastated, and they just passed through the Capitol, which was a big part of the plan, just to do something exciting. And then, Ove just stops. She's like, we're gonna go to the Capitol. And I think at that point it was just like, deciding that we're gonna live. We're not gonna let this death define us. We're going to keep moving forward. And so I think that's what this book was about. When you lose someone, you have to make a choice. Do you die with them or do you keep on living? So that's what this is. I know this is taking a while, but a lot of things to say about these books. So The last book I have is Toning the Sweep. He won the Curtis Scott King in 1994. And so this story is really about three women, Ola, Diane, and Emily. Ola's a grandmother to Emily, Diana is the mother, and Emily is the daughter. And so in this book, Ola, the grandmother, is diagnosed with cancer, so her daughter and Emily, the granddaughter, even come out to the desert and help her pack up, and so she could come back with them and just spend her last days with her family. So this book is really just about coping with the pain of life, just trying, just trying to forgive and understand. So the whole thing with this is Ola and Diane moved from Georgia in 1964 after the death of Ola's husband. He was, murdered, in a hate crime. And it was, Ola was trying to escape that pain, but Diane, the daughter, just felt like she was running away from her home and where her father existed. And this quote comes when they're talking about this Ola and Emily. And it says, "When I came to the desert," this was Ola talking, "I was running away from everything I had thought was safe and familiar. This was another planet out here, a safer place, but another planet. I don't think your mama ever forgave me for coming. She thought I lost my mind. I guess when you're 14 and dragged across the country, and singing Supreme songs all the time, I say, and have just lost your father," Ola says. She pauses. "There's nothing like violence and hate, Emmy. It's ugly and it never leaves you. Do you know what I mean?" "No." "Good. Then I hope you have to know it's true." So Ola felt like she was leaving behind the pain, but the mother of Diane felt like, her mom was just taking him away. And, that sort of thing never left them, and it kind of defined their relationship. But like the other books, it's about trying to understand, trying to, cope with why do these bad things happen. And so with this quote, Emmy and Ola are talking about dying and being sick. And so Ola says, "You're right, nothing should suffer. There's enough pain in this world without us inflicting more on each other." I wanted to tell her why people suffer then. I wanted her to know why anyone has to go through pain. It didn't look like she was in pain now, but in 10 minutes all could change. It was like she was being held prisoner. "Do you think you did anything wrong, Ola? I mean, do you think you did something wrong in the life that made this happen? Because I don't understand." "Emma, I have cancer. It's not retribution or curse put on me by some spirit I can't see. It's like any other illness. There's no morality involved. Any disease that kills people and makes them and the people who love them suffer just that, a horrible disease, nothing else." Sorry, it's dragging on here. So, Emmy wants a reason for why her grandma's dying. But Ola is just dying, and that's what she wants Emmy to understand. Sometimes these things just happen. So that's what I want to say. This book, Toning the Sweep, is actually, a ritual to send the spirit to the afterlife. It's when you bang a hammer against a sweep, like this metal type rake, and it's supposed to, let the spirit release. And so they do this. Emmy and Diane do, and the other daughter, to just try and let go of the father that was killed, and let go of the mother, and let go of the pain. But so I know this is dragging on forever. I know it said only 3 to 5 minutes, but I don't know how to make this shorter. So Anyway, some painful books, but I think they're books that are important. Okay, thank you.